Let's do a little dig into the School for Poetic Computation. I have no idea what they do here at all. It was mentioned in one of the articles that we had just read, saying that they are about, I guess, ethical and cool software and art. So let's go take a quick peek at what this is. The School for Poetic Computation is an experimental school in New York City supporting interdisciplinary study in art, code, hardware, and critical theory. It is a place for learning and unlearning. Learn more about us here. Our mission. Oh, I love this already. The tilted text. I can highlight it. Oh my gosh. This is such a minor thing. This is such a minor thing, but you can tell these guys love what they do, because the vast majority of websites, the vast majority of services that I'd ever go to, this would be an image. Our mission would be an image. These guys have actually made it text. That is, we're off to a good start already. The School for Poetic Computation, SFPC, is an experimental school in New York, founded in 2013. Our school supports interdisciplinary study in art, code, hardware, and critical theory. It is a place for unlearning and learning. Our programs challenge the capitalistic, heteronormative, and patriarchal canon of social and computer sciences. They are an art school, but we immediately, like, I'm not saying they don't love the code stuff, but we immediately have, to me, a few red flags where social issues are like the number one thing. I don't mind if they're down low or they have like a specific section for it, but you can see that a priority of this school is political. We'll give it a go anyways. We'll take a look and see. Our school is a platform for people who are Black, Indigenous of color, transgender, non-conforming, queer, disabled, survivors, living and or from low-income backgrounds, oppressed to feel empowered, that their ideas are important, necessary, and central. This to me doesn't sound like people who are focusing on technology and art. I'm gonna immediately say that right away. The initial, like, what got me into this was like, wow, these people are gonna focus on technology and art. Obviously, they love technology. I can see with our tilted highlightable text there, and I'm pretty sure they're very good people. Oh my god, there's a lot of emotion in this this thing. We intentionally assemble a cohort of people with diverse backgrounds and interests who have a lot to offer to each other as peers. We center people from identities and backgrounds that are often excluded from art. So, yeah, we'll keep reading. Technology and continuing education spaces. And looking for a cohort of wide range of passion, skills, experiences, technical abilities. Above all, we're looking for people who are open to building shared experiences around learning at critical theory, political education, art, and technology, with technology at the very end of that. SFPC does not currently have a physical location since spring 2020. We've been online due to COVID-19 pandemic. From 2015 to 2020, we are located at the West Beth Artist Community in the West Village of New York City. A community agreement. All members and guests of the SFPC community are agreed to uphold the community agreement when entering community spaces, both personal and online. We commit to actively participate in social material and learning and work together to create boundaries to help everyone feel safe and comfortable as possible. Now, what worries me immediately, and I understand the positive message behind it, but what scares me is the immediate focus on labels. Labels. Again, it's a very sensitive topic, so we're not going to be focusing on what those labels are, but usually when you have an organization that's first when they'll slip something else in with some form of basis that feels whatever. So what feels cool is the technology, and that's gonna work with their technology and art. Technology and art. That's their pitch. And then when you go into the website, it's like, are you this label? Are you this label? Are you this label? Are you this label? And I know this because as a white male now in my 30s, I'm that label, right? And despite being an ally to a lot of these causes, there's been a lot of times where if I'm looking through this list, I'm like, am I in this label? Am I from low income? I got some low income background. Woohoo! I mean, you're like, it's like, guys, I would like to just be friends with it. I would like to, love everybody, but you guys are. It's like I'm gonna collect cats. I love all cats, and in our cat sanctuary, we're a cat sanctuary for white and orange cats. And you're like, well, is that really all cat? Like, is that what you love? Is cats? Are you like a cat person, or are you just saying that you're the system for white and orange cats? Like, that's like the first thing on their thing. We accept all white and orange cats. It's like, okay. I feel like I'm gonna get really, really critical of these guys if I dig too deep. Let's take a look at their community agreement. And it's literally just going to be like, be careful of right away. Power relations. Let's take a look at what they say about power relations. Hierarchies exist, which they do, within SFPC. So they're like, well, there's a hierarchy here. Some are explicit in the form of roles bestowed on co-directors, stewards, teachers, and organizers. And some may be unconsciously internalized, like experience and time spent in the space, or identity markers that intersect between race, class, gender, religion, sexual orientation, disability, etc. So they're saying if you are part of a social group, you need to be aware. Naming both intentional and unintentional forms of hierarchy, consciousness, and unconsciousness is the first step towards our commitment to building an honest and inclusive learning environment that prioritizes growth, collective growth over the privilege of any individual or group. In the past, SFPC has operated in a way where community members have occupied the following roles. So they've got more titles, more categories to put people in. Recognize the natural and frequent overlap between roles, learner and teacher. We know this gets a little bit weird. This gets a little bit weird. This is not okay, so none of this. My final say on this, and if anybody from this organization wants to combat me on this in any way, and you watch this video, please do. But this is not a organization about technology and art. This is not a organization about technology and art at all. This is an organization about people who feel like they're in categories who are oppressed. Doing technology and art. Like, I'm totally positive. Like, I don't want to be, there's nothing, I absolutely 100% encourage these people. I love what they're doing. I already love their website. It's not a negative point on it, but there's a good old saying, it's called having a chip off of your shoulder, right? This whole thing, like, I know we're in the community stuff, but one of the very first pages we saw of them was just all about social issues. So careful, love everybody. Don't stick it. I know there's a lot of bias and stuff in that, but it's not something you want to weaponize. And if you put it in words, you're weaponizing. Well, not always you wouldn't, but like if you're putting it in your mission statement, that's you're using it as a bat in a way.